Have you ever wondered what kind of crazy PS2 game might be around, considering the PlayStation 2 has over 4,000 games? Well, this console is known for its huge success and a great era mark. Some people even say it's the best PlayStation console ever, and honestly, they are not wrong. A year ago, I was bored looking out for a game to play, and then I said to myself, hey, how about I play an old game? Then I ended up stepping on Katamari Damacy, which is the game we'll be talking about in this video. Katamari Damacy was released for Japan in March 2004, later in September of the same year for North America. It's a third-person puzzle action video game, but I like to call it the Katamari genre. Katamari was developed and published by Namco, and as you may know, Bandai Namco didn't exist back then, so it was just Namco. This game's plot introduces us to the diminutive main protagonist, who is called Prince. Our main mission is to rebuild the stars, constellations, and the moon, which were destroyed by the Prince's father, the king of all cosmos. In order to achieve this mission, we have to roll a magical adhesive ball called a Katamari. We have to roll this Katamari all around the world, collecting all kinds of objects from simple magic tiles to even real humans and even mountains and buildings, until the ball has become big enough to make it a star. While the history, characters, and setting are kind of bizarre and surreal, they often represent them as celebrating and satirizing facets of Japanese culture and society. This game was well received in Japan and North America. It won several awards and it became a surprise hit back then. And as the success continued to grow, it led them to the creation of a great Katamari franchise, with over 12 games and even some spin-offs. Hell, there was even a Katamari MMO exclusive to Korea. But we focused mainly in the game that started all and brought popularity enough to make an entire franchise. Katamari Damacy, despite of being a PS2 exclusive game, it got a remaster around 2018 for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch. It enhances stuff. Also, the remaster is based on the original release of the Japanese version, not the American one. This updated version of the game is called Katamari Damacy Reroll. This game consists in 23 levels, also called stages, including the tutorial and the credits. All of the stages are not changed or affected in the remastered version of the game. The tutorial Katamari is what you expect it to be. It teaches us game mechanics and how to move for Katamari and roll. Although the controls might be confusing at first, you'll get used to it and find it a bit comfortable sometimes because some levels are just a bit stressful. But that's what makes this game unique. It's literally a puzzle action game. Also, you can change the controls to simple controls, which lets you roll with the left stick alone instead of using both analog sticks to roll. But that depends on how you want to play this game. Now moving on to the gameplay, our main menu will be the prince in this little planet. And we can move around, so either we can play in the co-op mode, which you can roll characters up throughout the whole game. Those characters we roll are called cousins. Then there's the art. Since our main character is an alien technically, we'll be rolling stuff in the earth, so we can rebuild the stars and the moon. There's 11 middle levels including the credits. In the middle levels we have to roll things up to a certain diameter or the highest diameter. There's also constellation stages, which you have to roll as many objects that relate to the constellation, except for free ones in which you only have to roll one of the requested items to end the stage. There's also eternal stages, which can be unlocked after reaching a certain diameter in some levels. Eternal stages are like infinite modes. There's no limit of time and it can help you get completion items. If you are a completionist trophy hunter or huntress like me, since this game platinum isn't that hard, that is until you reach the completion items. We have to roll presents and cousins in every stage, except for the credit stage. But without further ado, I'll be explaining the main stages of this game and how it progresses. Also the music and things that are used in a clever way into this game. Make a store 1. We start off in a house. We have to roll things up to 10 centimeters in 3 minutes. Our starting size is 5 centimeters. It should be an easy start, although it can be a bit difficult for some people, but I believe everyone can do it easily with no problems at all. Make a start 2, just as the first stage. We roll inside the house again, but this time, once we get a certain diameter, we can explore and roll more things outside of this tiny room. Our goal is to reach 20 centimeters in 7 minutes, and our starting size is the same as the previous one, 5 centimeters. It's kinda the same as the first one. Instead, there will be more items moving around, and it should be easy enough. Make a start 3. This one is different. As we roll in some sort of park, things are bigger and there's also more items to roll. Our goal is to reach 50 centimeters in 8 minutes. Our starting size will be 10 centimeters this time. Make a start 4. We are back to the house, but this time as we get bigger, new places of the house will start to appear. And if you hadn't noticed until now, this game uses loading screens in a pretty clever way. When you reach a certain diameter, the screen goes out with some blur. That means the area is loading the newest stuff to roll. New areas, and also sometimes the king will intervene talking to you about how much you've grown in the current stage. That is a loading screen, and it's clever to load things without having to break the fun of the player. Even for a PS2 game, I think this is pretty well done and advanced for its time. Our goal is to reach 1 meter in 10 minutes, and our starting size will be 5 centimeters again. Oh, and yeah, before I forget, in this level, since I got some angels flying around the Katamari, that is because you reach a certain diameter which unlocks the eternal stage for the level, meaning it will be an infinite game mode just as I mentioned a while back. Make a Star 5. This is the same map as Make a Star 3, except we'll get to see another part of this map, so we can keep rolling things to make us bigger. As we reach 45 centimeters, that is, we roll down a steep street until we hit a mini market in the town with a lot of people and moving small cars and bikes. Our goal is to reach 1 meter and 50 centimeters with a starting size of 10 centimeters, and we'll have to reach it under 12 minutes. Make a Star 6. In this one, we roll around the world, which is the map that we're playing, although it's not completely played in this stage, but there will be more, as usual, more stuff to roll. We'll reach our goal of 3 meters in 10 minutes, with a starting size of 50 centimeters. Make a Star 7. Same map as before, but we have a bigger goal. 6 meters in 12 minutes. Our starting size will be 50 centimeters again. Some people might say this is the hardest level because it is a bit difficult to gain all that size in 12 minutes. Although for me it wasn't really hard. I just followed the banana trail completely and then started rolling a lot of other stuff until I got big enough. Make a Star 8. We're back at the map of Make a Star 5 and 3, except we're going for a much larger goal, 12 centimeters in 18 minutes. Our starting size will be of 10 centimeters. This is one of my favorite maps since this one isn't that big as the last stage of the game, and you can basically roll everything up if you do it in time. Getting the satisfaction to finally roll big things you couldn't before, like buildings, houses and such. I like to say to myself that this level is a preparation for the final stage. Make a Star 9. Now comes the real preparation for the final stage. This time our goal is 30 meters in 20 minutes, with a starting size of 15 centimeters. You'll be rolling more in this map than in other previous stages, also seeing other places and cities, but it'll become even more bigger once we reach the final level. This is the real challenge to roll the whole world, because the next stage will not roll for a star anymore. We'll be rolling to recreate the moon again. Make the moon. The end is coming near. We are tasked to roll up to 300 meters in 25 minutes with a starting size of 1 meter. You will be telling to yourself, how is this going to be possible? Just keep rolling, and as the soundtrack of this stage sings,
Come to volley, do your best. Picnic even feels so good.
the less we think about how much do we need to get bigger, the better. Just roll stuff and keep rolling until you are huge, eating the whole world, sticking everyone into this giant katamari. Being rolled by a very small alien called the Prince should be scary, huh? We go from rolling small fruits to roll mountains, skyscrapers, and even the clouds. At this point, you realize how capable this small being is with enough hard work. It is kind of inspiring to think that such a small being as a prince could be capable of doing this. I know this is a game, I know this is fiction, and that the prince is just an alien, but still makes you question things like, damn, did I really do all this by myself? And that's what the game is trying to tell us. Keep moving forward no matter what. At least this is what I think I got from this game. Also, considering the soundtrack talk about different topics such as Katamari on the Rocks and Lonely Rolling Star, these are songs that tell stories through music and its lyrics, from talking about love to talking about not giving up and keep moving on. But you will be asking, where's the history? What's the main plot? Well, as there are cutscenes after you finish every stage, it tells a small history about the Hoshino family. Yeah, those blockhead goofy characters you see in those cutscenes. It starts with the children of the family watching a Jumbo Man cartoon, which is interrupted by a news broadcast that all of the stars in the sky, as well as the moon, have suddenly disappeared. When the children try to tell their mother, she laughs and says that such things don't happen. This story continues as the children go to see the launch of the farthest space shuttle, which will have been the first to land on the moon in over 30 years. However, it is called off because the moon is gone and the shuttle has nowhere to land. On the trip to the Space Center, the children continue to see evidence of the king's and prince's activity, as they see huge catamaris and the king himself while traveling. Michiru Hoshino even has an innate connection with the cosmos, as she can feel the stars return to their rightful place. That means every time we clear an optional stage, such as make Tyrus or make Cygnus, but I didn't count this in because there are a lot and it's mostly about the constellations as they are optional as well. Honestly, this game has been an amazing acid trip with full of bizarre and goofy stuff. To think this game will make a hit in the West while being completely Japanese, it still got a localization and it was a success. Leaving that behind, as we, the prince, finish rolling up the moon, the Hoshino family gets rolled up into it. Somehow unaffected by the vacuum of space, then they decide to take a lunar family vacation, which is kind of hilarious. But this is not the end. There's another stage. After watching the last cutscene of the game, seeing the king and the prince happily dancing, and then thank for playing, the real final stage begins. Putting in the space, jet in the air at the same time. While the credits are rolling and an 80s rock ballad is playing, we can still move our Katamari. This time we will be rolling things. We'll be rolling the entire planet and its countries. And this is what the peak of Katamari is to me. A great way to end this game, with a song that sings about love and union. This game has left me speechless the first time I played, and it continues to amaze me the more I play it. Katamari is about growth, about moving on, and about learning from your mistakes. Things that once were difficult or impossible now are attackable. It's about bringing the world together. Most importantly, it is about rolling until you can no more. If you haven't played this game, I recommend it a lot. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'll leave you guys and I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching and enjoy your day.